We've just reached an agreement, and it's a very important one. Probably the best farm bill for North Dakota ever in our history, and so I'm just delighted. The things that make it so good for us is a permanent disaster authorization funded at $3.8 billion. That's going to mean if we have, God forbid, another natural disaster, we don't have to come down to Washington to get disaster assistance. It's already provided. We also rebalanced and improved all of the target prices and loan rates for our commodities to make them more fair compared to southern commodities that have always had a dominant position. We also have important new energy provisions here to reduce our dependence on foreign oil. My open fields legislation was adopted to provide new incentives for landowners to, optional to them, open their land for hunting and fishing. They would get an incentive payment to do so, and be up to them whether or not they accept. We also have flooded lands provisions, you know, around Devil's Lake. Thousands of acres have been flooded, have been removed from production. The owners have been left high and dry, and they will qualify now for a wetlands reserve modest payment to help them. So many things improved here, as well as important nutrition provisions to improve the nutritional programs across the country. And conservation, a conservation system far more user-friendly in our state that will mean important new conservation incentives for our producers as well. We came out of the conference this afternoon with across-the-board bipartisan support. Republicans and Democrats, chairman and ranking members of the Agriculture Committee, the Finance, Ways and Means Committee, myself as chairman of the Budget Committee. I am just delighted. We came out of the conference with unanimous support of those who negotiated the agreement. On Monday, late Monday, we hope to have the package presented to the other conferees. We expect that they will adopt our recommendations. We will have legal drafting left to be done, although we have teams of people working all this weekend. We have also found a way of financing this bill that's least objectionable to the White House. That means we think we can get the President to sign this bill. That was a breakthrough negotiated by our own Congressman Earl Pomeroy. He did an outstanding job with the House Ways and Means Committee. So this is really a tremendous day for North Dakota. It's very important for people to know this is not only as important support for farmers and ranchers. By the way, our livestock people will get much better disaster assistance than they have ever had. They've always been badly treated in disasters. They're going to have a much better situation if, God forbid, we have a disaster in the future. This is important for the lenders to our farmers and ranchers because they will have greater certainty. This is also important, obviously, in the nutrition programs, food banks, and the feeding programs in school lunch, and the Women, Infants, and Children's program. Conservation, dramatic improvement for our part of the country. You know, really, the conservation programs in the past often didn't work very well in our part of the country. You're going to see a very substantially changed policy, one that works much better in North Dakota, South Dakota, the rest of the Great Plains.